Hey guys, welcome back to Dave Does It. I'm Dave, and occasionally I do things. So, in the last episode, we got all the bull crap cut off the bottom of the bed fit up to the truck, and then I went and placed a steel order. As you can see, we have some steel here. Normally it takes 2 to 3 days to fulfill a steel order. Well, they were slow today, so they actually cut everything we needed while we waited. So, I got some paint marks on the bottom of the bed. We're gonna get the service truck crane set back up, peel the bed off, take the truck inside, and fit our angle iron. Once the angle iron's fitted to the truck, we'll set the bed back down and buzz it in. All right guys, we got the bed back off the truck. As you can see, there's no bed on it, right? It's actually sitting behind you on the ground. So we're gonna get this angle iron chunks that I just picked up, fitted to the truck. We're gonna drill holes for our mounting bolts, bolt everything down, and then we'll back the truck back out, set the bed on it, and then come back in and we'll weld the bed in place. And that way, the bed will be fully removable. All we have to do is unbolt our bolts then. The bed will lift off, and if we ever go to put it back on, we have the angle iron there to align everything and recenter it. So we have overlapping rails. We gotta measure our fitment's gonna be 7 inches from the end here of the inner sandwich rail. Measure for our 7 inches. And right there. Better to measure 15 times and screw it up, right? And go get some clamps, and then we'll start drilling. Still 7 inches. Got our 7 inches. Perfect. So now this will be quick and easy. When we go to remove the bed, I think I have it marked out for 6 bolts. So we'll have 6 bolts per side. We buzz out, pick the bed back off, and then we're ready for the next one, right? Set the new dump bed on. And I'm going to set the new dump bed up the exact same way. So when that comes time, you know, if we end up not using the dump bed a lot and the flatbed makes more sense, we could swap back and forth. I guess you could think of it more of like a hillbilly switch and go. You know, we don't have a hook lift assembly or a nice switch and go winch to roll it up on there, but we have a couple bolts and a service truck with the crane, so we could be just as effective. I'm going to go dig out the mag drill, mark some of these holes out, and I'll be right back with you guys. Hey guys, we pulled the mag drill out, as you can see on the floor behind me. Unfortunately, my mag drill is a fixed base, it's not a swivel base, and that just won't work. You know, over here, there's just not enough meat to get the magnet to bite to drill the holes. You know, we did our centering pilots all the way down. So we're gonna have to do this one the old-fashioned way. It won't be that bad. We'll do a couple bits to step up in size, but it's a 1/2 inch hole. I have a couple 1/2 inch drill bits that work pretty good. I have a brand I like particularly. I drilled all the holes in this truck when I built it with 2 bits. And I didn't oil them properly, right, or use any kind of cooling agent. So I'm very, very impressed with these bits. They're great as long as you don't chip them. We're going through 2 layers here, so that might be a little questionable. I'm going to go back through. I'm going to drill these pilots a little deeper, and then I'll get you guys back on the tripod when we start blowing the big holes in it. All right, guys, we got all the pilots drilled all the way through. And I was looking at it, and I think I'm just going to go all hog and just go for the 1/2 inch right off the rip. So these are the drill bits I was telling you about. Metabo, 1/2 inch. They have a great life. I love them. They're not that expensive. They're available usually at your local big box store. These ones come from Menards, but we should be able to knock these 12 holes out pretty quickly, even by hand. So I got them piloted all the way through now, instead of just the tip that we'd use for the annular cutter. So I'll get you guys up on the tripod and we'll start blowing these holes out. There's one. Now I'm going to drop a bolt in it so it holds its place. And remember, as long as you're throwing chips, you're cutting. As soon as you stop throwing chips, that's what actually dulls the cutting edge on the bit. I gotta go get another battery, which I think I gotta dig one of these out of the service truck. So you guys get the gist, right? It's not that bad. We just plugged 3 holes in what, a couple minutes. So I got some bolts in here to hold the place just so it doesn't shift. We'll go ahead and get the rest of this side done, do the other side, and I'll be right back with you guys. Guys, these cookies are absolutely delicious. Mrs. C just brought cookies home. Love it. Good mod. But we finished all our holes, all 12 of them. Took about 15 minutes, start to finish. So we're good to go. I pulled the body stand out. We're gonna set the rails on them, get the mill scale off, degrease them, and then I'm just gonna paint the inside. We'll get them bolted down and then we can fit up the bed. Once the bed's all fitted up and welded on, I can go back and we'll just pick up the dump and I'll paint all this underneath the truck. But at least this inside edge will already have paint on it and it'll be somewhat protected. So I'm going to finish this cookie. It's amazing. And then I'll get these rails off and we'll start cleaning them up. Alright guys, got the rails set up on the stand. We have some Eastwood pre-painting prep. I love their products just because they're affordable, cheap, and it's convenient for me to go to. This is left over from painting the service truck over the summer, but this is wax and grease remover. So we're going to go ahead and wipe all this down. It'll get the cutting oil off and allow us to prep the surface for paint. Wipe out the inside channel. This is what we're actually going to be painting. Not that we have any special paint we're using, it's just going to be gloss black Rust-Oleum. Now we'll let this sit for a few minutes, let it air off, and then we'll be ready to pull the Rust-Oleum down and start getting a couple coats on here. Probably going to do at least 2, and then we'll let it sit overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and get everything mounted on the truck and set the bed. Alright guys, got the Rust-Oleum off the shelf here. We're going to crack her open, give it a couple stirs, and we're just going to slather some on here. Doesn't have to be nice, it'll smooth out. We just want something to help seal up the metal a little bit on the inside. You know, we're not going to be able to do that once everything's bolted down. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to let this set up overnight. So it'll be dry and tack free. And then tomorrow we'll come back out here and we'll bolt the rails to the truck, get the bed fetted up, and then buzz her down. So I will see you guys in the morning. Hey guys, new day for me, just a cut in the clip for you. But we have the rails all bolted on the truck here, ready to go. So we're going to go outside, and wow, that sun is bright. We're going to pick up this bed one last time, get it set on the truck here, and then we'll bring it back in and tack it in place. Once it's tacked in place, I'm going to go ahead, pack everything back up, pull the truck out, spin it around, and back it in so I have more accessibility with my welder to work around it. We'll get it all welded in place, all hunky-dory, and then Old Blue will finally have a bed. Just like that, the bed's on the truck again. I'm gonna go ahead, cut the crane loose, pack the service truck up. We'll get the truck back in the garage, and then I'll bring you guys along when we square it up and start tacking it in. All right, guys, we got the bed all centered on the truck the best we can. We got an even measurement from the back of the cab to the first cross member here. It gets a little wonky in the back. I think that's because I twisted the bed up, picking it up, right? When we cut that C-channel off the bottom, we took all the support off the bed. So I'm okay with what it is. It's all within like an 1/8, 1/16, corner to corner, you know, measuring out. And that's if the dump frame that I built that's on the truck is actually square. That I don't know. You know, I built it, I just shoved some stuff together, and I didn't really get all that involved with it, right? It goes up and down, it's on the truck. So the bed looks good from the back. I got equal tire spacing on both sides, and we have equal measurement from the back of the cab to the, I guess, bulkhead of the bed. So with that said, I'm going to get some gear on, get the welder out, and we're going to put a couple beads on it. I'll show you here. We got some cross members not really sitting level. There's like little air gaps in there. So the ones that are touching are in the middle. So I'm going to weld the middle up. Probably go get an excavator bucket or my mower, something like that. I'm going to set on the back of the bed to close that gap up, and then we'll weld that up too. Alright guys, we're all set up to weld. I'm going to hit these two cross members right here. We're going to tack it in place. Go to the other side, do the same thing, and then my buddy's coming over to help me. We're going to have to put some weight on the bed to squish the rest of the cross members down to finish welding it. But this will be a good start, and it'll keep it stationary. So let's get to getting and see if I remember how to do this. Oh, I hope that's okay. I don't remember what size wire I have in here. I should probably check that. That I can't really see. This helmet sucks. My good helmet, the battery's dead. Okay, not too bad. Getting all smoked out here. I'm gonna go tack up the other side, and then I gotta get some stuff moved around. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the mower for the excavator and set it on the back of it. So I gotta get all that stuff ready for when Tim gets here. I'm gonna put you guys on hold. I'll buzz up the other side really quick, so at least this is somewhat stationary. And then once the shenanigans start again, I'll fire you back up. Alright guys, we're still trucking along. Still waiting on our help to get here, but I decided to go grab the chain, come along instead. And what that did was it closed that gap right up in there, and we were able to get a nice speed. So I'm going to go get the welding blanket, throw it over the filler neck, and then we're going to do this cross member. And we should be able to do the same thing on the other side to close up these gaps and just keep trucking along without having to put any weight on the bed, because we're essentially doing the same thing. We're just cinching it down so we can get a good tack. Alright guys, I grabbed a flashlight so I can show you a little better. We got to come along on this side now, but as you can see, it just closed that gap right up, so we're able to weld those two cross members in. There's like a 1/4 inch gap in there before, now it's nice and tight. So we're just going to keep working our way down. We've only got, I think, three more cross members to do. And then all blue is going to have a bed. This is pretty awesome. I guess the next part in this video series is going to be building the sides for it, but I'm excited to have a usable truck. You know, this project's taken a little too long. I've had this truck a little over 2 years, and I know it looks like a ratty piece of crap, but I ended up pretty much restoring the truck, going through everything front to back. So I'm excited to start using it, and hopefully it can carry its own weight, and it better do something very good because I got a lot of money in it. Alright guys, we'll see if this works. Getting a little hillbilly with the chain here. To try to close this gap up, I'm going to pick the bed up. Oh yeah, look at that. Right there. Now it's touching. Awesome. Buzzer in. Well, we got her done. Old Blue officially has a permanent bed now. Check this out. We got all the gaps closed up in there. All nice and tight like. She's on there for the long haul now. Or at least until we take those 12 bolts out so we can pull the bed off. Easy peasy. One step closer. So you guys will see me again after we go pick up some wood. We're going to make the wood sides. Don't know if we're going to do just a removable gate or try to do a swing gate. Might get a little complicated. So remember, as always, kindness is free. It doesn't cost you anything to be a decent person, and try to inspire someone. Thank you guys.